Hi, I'm Steve, and this is BlandManStudios, where I make creative stuff and talk about the technology behind it. Today, I'm going to tell you about my favorite mobile operating system, which is GrapheneOS. I got into an interesting discussion at work where a whole bunch of people found my reasons for using graphene to be pretty compelling, so much so that one person walked away planning to go install GrapheneOS on his phone. So because they thought those reasons were so interesting, I thought you might like them too, so I decided to film this video. So let me get started with my first and favorite thing about GrapheneOS, and that is multiple profiles. So you can see here, if I unlock my phone, it is in a very boring looking profile. That's because this is the admin mode where I have no applications installed or running. You can see there's no notification here warning me that Google Play services is running, is because there's no Google software running right now. It's just pure Android with calls, texts, a web browser, and a few other basic things. For me, this is the admin mode of my phone where it has permission to access my calls and texts and other personal data like that. And I can use my phone this way, and I know I'm only getting notified by the things that are most important to me, which is my friends and family and the people that have access to my phone number. Now, I'm a person in the 21st century, so I also have a bunch of other apps that I kind of need to have to be able to do the convenient things in life. So as you can see, I swipe down and press this button here to open up the other profiles. And I have a variety of profiles for other reasons. And so I'm just going to go ahead and switch over to the BlandManStudios profile that I have. And you'll see here that I have apps installed for this content creation platform that I have. I have YouTube and Patreon. I have Instagram and Reddit. I even have Gmail installed, and I can get the email for any of these projects right here directly to my phone. It's pretty cool because now when I'm in this mode, you can see it's warning me here that Google Play Services is running because I'm running all these extra apps that require Google services to run. So that's a helpful way for me to kind of segment my privacy to have private communications and notifications happening in a timely way. And then if I want to be able to do some of these more artistic endeavors, I can switch into a profile for that. Then furthermore, if you're using a bunch of communication apps, like maybe you have a WhatsApp group with a bunch of people that are always discussing things or sending memes to each other, or maybe you got added to a GroupMe for some social group that meets so often, I have a third account here, a third profile, which I just call personal, and I have all those extra apps and those kind of like group messages that I really just need to log in once a day and check and make sure I didn't miss anything. I can log in and do that, and it's really easy to just switch over and do that. I'm not going to screen share that because I also have like apps for banking, and then even more so if you have there's other apps that you don't want you want either further privacy from or you're embarrassed you have on your phone. You can set up another profile for other if you're embarrassed that you have TikTok or dating apps or sports betting or something like that. You can make sure that that's off in its own profile where you only log into it when you really want to. The last profile that I have here is Android Auto, and so I just switched into that. And you can see here I basically just have a few things installed. I have a podcast app, I have Maps, I have Pandora, and then sure enough, Google Play is running. And because I have Android Auto also installed to this profile, I can plug it into my car and listen to music. So I've found that my favorite thing about GrapheneOS is this ability to set up multiple profiles. You can have different email accounts logged into different ones. You can have them set up with different Google Play accounts. And it really just makes managing my life and all the notifications I get so much easier. Lastly, before I kind of conclude this video, It is kind of cool. I think that Graphene has this kind of like default boring UI that it just has a black background. I find that that also helps with mobile phone addiction. If you're using your phone all the time and you're like, maybe I'd rather be spending time in real life focusing on the people in front of me, having a phone that's a little less like Prismacolor makes it a little bit less addictive for your human eyes to use. So I think that's a pretty cool advantage. And then the last thing is obviously that GrapheneOS supports security updates for Google Pixel phones for way longer than Google does. So if you're cheap like me, you can buy a used Pixel that's like 3 years old for a couple $100 or something much, much cheaper than a new Google phone, and you can still get security updates sent to it years later. So I bought this inexpensive phone, installed GrapheneOS, and I can use it for years, which makes my life as maybe more convenient and more organized than the people I know that use iPhones or other Pixel or Android phones. And my life is so much cheaper because I don't have to buy a $1,000 iPhone every 3 years when Apple starts to brick the batteries. Instead, I can keep using the same phone that's good enough for me now. So I hope that that video was interesting. Maybe this intrigues you to check out more about GrapheneOS. I found it really easy to install. It took me about 2 hours to go from first reading the docs to having it totally installed and working with real calls and texts. I'm thinking about making another video just showing what that full process was, so definitely hit subscribe if you want to check that out. I'll put the link in the description once I edit that together. Awesome, so yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to show and all I wanted to talk about, so thanks for watching and don't forget to stay bland.